Hey guys, it's me, Gus from Visionary Media, and I am here on behalf of the City News, and I'm just keeping you guys updated with anything music related here in Bryan-College Station. And today I have a very special guest. Oh, she's over here. I pointed the wrong way because it's me. Uh, so from her days in her pop group, which they also did R&B, which is Freedom, and not a lot of people know about that. I didn't even know about that until this interview. But from doing that to now becoming her own solo artist, making a lot of moves here in the local Bryan College Station live music scene, because when you go live, it be lit. And also being a prominent female Latina here that makes music in Bryan College Station, we have singer, songwriter, model, rapper, and my friend
Ooh.
Valeria, and visionary Valeria.
Period. Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just chilling, taking it all in, working.
How's BCS? Like, do you think you
Brian conversation.
downgraded? Yeah,
No. See, this is what a lot of people tell me. It's like, oh, you moved to like. Can I cuss on this?
sure.
Okay. You moved to. I'm not gonna. I'm not going to. You
You
moved to
can.
like the middle of nowhere, and they're like, oh, you went from California to like Texas. I'm like, first of all, a lot of people that are in California right now, they're broke. Like, they're living in a shack. No offense to anybody, because that was me. And it's like, why would I'm the type of person that's like, if you surround yourself with bad energy and bad visuals, like that's how you're gonna feel, that's what you're gonna think, and that's what's gonna like have, stay on your mind. Rather, I'm still, first of all, I wanted to explore, I wanted to expand, because I love traveling. So I was like, why not move to Texas? It's cheaper, I have a better home, and I'm expanding my fan base. I'm making new friends. So yeah,
Next, next.
I love College Station right now.
So, like, what? And I meant to ask you this like off the record, but it's not that deep. I guess it goes in with what we're talking. Like, what made you move? Like, something happened, or like, you just
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of, I've been in San Diego pretty much my whole life. I Like I said, I wanted to explore, and also like as an artist, living in San Diego, it's kind of hard just because San Diego is like a shadow to Los Angeles. So
mm,
not a lot of people can really make it out unless you move to LA. And like, which is possible. I could have done that, but
right.
I just needed time to just really figure out what I was, what I stand for, and what my sound is. And I think that
Mm.
right now is like the perfect time where I get to do that.
And why Bryan College Station? Like, why here?
So we were gonna do Houston, my boyfriend and I, but no, we actually took a trip from San Diego to Houston and College Station like last year.
Mm.
And we were going to do Houston, but then by the time when we were actually going to pull the trigger and like rent, Houston rent had already gone up, and we were like, shit.
Oh,
So then we watched the Texas A&M game with Alabama, and we were like, that shit is lit. Like, let's just go there. So yeah,
nah, they've been doing bad recently. So let's go
yeah,
back to Houston. No, I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
For real.
But yeah, so Valeria has a new project coming up this month, right? It
Yes.
is this month.
Hopefully by Halloween.
Sheesh. All right, say less. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But before getting to that, let's get to know you a little bit more, and for the viewer, let's just explore more where you kind of came from music wise and where you're heading. Uh, and so I did pretty extensive research. Uh, some might say a little too much research. No, I just like being prepared. And in an interview that you actually did when back in your freedom days, you said, not getting you canceled is
Oh
something
my
nice.
God, what happened?
You said, no, you said that you find music as the easiest gateway to send a message to somebody, and I basically at the time what you were saying was that for you music is sharing an experience, right? Basically, relatability. And so now, where you currently are as an artist, how essential is your artistic vision for your music? Like, do your songs have a deeper meaning, or is it really just for fun, or is it a mix of both?
So the thing with me with songwriting, so whenever I write a song, I picture a movie or like just some type of like visual scene, because I also love movies. So like in any of my songs, I want to tell a story. That's just what I am. A lot of people nowadays, they just went to the grocery store, 90 on the gas. Like, you feel me? Like, it has no correlation. And like, I get it, it's what's
Yeah.
in and like it goes, sure. But also I at least try and have like a little timeline of, okay, she was in the room, okay, they're in the car, or like they broke up, or they made up. So, and I think that's just like the magic in songwriting. Like, it takes you through a journey. Like, yeah, you can make it relatable, but also have them feel something. Like, I don't know. Yeah,
Nah, yeah, yeah,
artistic, visually. Yeah, it always has to
yeah.
be in a song.
Do you think that your love for visuals has grown though? Because like
Yes.
I guess the answer to this question years ago was literally more music centric, but now I see you talked about telling a story, like literally visuals.
Yeah. No. Another thing that we literally just tapped into like making music videos, and the last video I just dropped, I actually edited it myself, like full on.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, damn, this is
Wow.
kind of cool.
What'd you
Um,
use? Like
I used
software?
I used this one called FX something. It was like a free trial, but
Wow.
I'm gonna go to Adobe Pro because
Okay,
it
okay.
has
So
more things.
stepping it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Like honestly, like that's awesome that you like did that yourself.
Yeah,
I
because
think
it's like, instead of me paying $600, no offense, because the hustle is a hustle, and if you're a videographer, by all means, get your bag. But like, me
thanks.
personally, if I have more tools under my belt, like that, I can record videos, I can edit them, I can do all these things. I'd rather invest in that, like in a camera, than pay $600, $1,000 each time I want to drop a
Thanks.
song. So
Facts.
that's just me.
Yeah. Well, that's dope. I had no idea you edited that. I saw Lock Up and it was dope, and I had no idea that you edited it. That's awesome.
Cool. Don't tell nobody.
Can
No, I'm just
you?
kidding.
Now they know. Now everybody's gonna be like, Valeria, come shoot this video
I
for me.
know. Hey, I need $300. No,
Hey, I mean,
that's a bag. That's a quick little bag. And like I said, videographers are fucking dope. Cause like editing is the tedious part. The shooting
yeah,
is cool, but the editing, that
thanks.
shit.
Nah, yeah, I don't even the videos, the vision videos. I don't even do that. I have somebody else that does it because I,
No.
number one, I'm too busy, but it's way too difficult for me.
Yeah.
Can you recall like how your first ever recording session went? Like
Oh
just
my.
first one, first time you
First
ever said,
one.
"Okay, let me put on these headphones, record something," and
So,
it didn't have to be at a studio, like just anywhere.
um, I mean, if we're talking about anywhere, I want to say like I have a good 20 Snapchats back in 2016 where I was just recording myself. But nah, that's not. But I think right after high school, I was 18. I had this homie back in San Diego. He went to my high school. He was a few years older than me, and I had him on Snapchat. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to come to my studio?" And I'm like, "Hmm." And by this time, I'm already thinking like, "All right, what am I gonna do with my life?" Like, I just got out of high school. I always knew I wanted to perform, dance, sing, or whatever, but I didn't fully like take action until that recording session. So I pulled up. They had Hennessy and like 3 blunts in rotation. I'm sitting here like, fuck, I'm faded. Like they were like, hey, I need you on a song. I need female vocals. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So then I get on. They put autotune, and I'm like, ew, because like with autotune, I hate autotune. I hate it. I hate it. At least when I'm
Yeah.
hearing myself, like it just throws me off. So I was singing in pitch, and the autotune was making me sound off pitch. So I was like, yo, why do I sound like
Yeah.
this? And I'm here high as fuck. Like, what the heck is going on? And then, but pretty much I told him, like, take that shit off, and then later you can, like, edit it. But yeah, I think that was, like, right after high school. His name's Young Rich. He's actually pretty popping now. I'll send you his stuff. He's been
Okay.
working at it for like a long time, like almost 10 years now. But yeah, that was my first studio session. And from then on, I was like, this is not that bad. I started learning the lingo. I started going more often. And yeah.
Yeah. Wow. How important was that for you, like in your life at that time, like recording
I,
something?
I think it was very monumental because it kind of gave me like, all right, like a slap in the face. Like, all right, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to do this? Or are you going to go get a job? Like, what are you doing? So yeah, I think that was like the deciding factor as like, okay, you can actually do this. Like, it's not that hard.
Facts. And you're really good at it.
Thanks. Oh.
And then I guess that kind of does transition into the next part. How can you tell me more about your days at Freedom? Like, what anything you want to share about that, and maybe how that first recording session led to you joining Freedom.
Yeah, so I think I was telling you earlier, the group was already existing when I joined. So like there were already other girls in the group when I joined. And I remember when they pretty much, because it was me. Okay, so like the whole thing was they were trying to find another girl. It was going to be 4 girls, a white, Asian, Latina, and Black girl, kind of representing freedom, like all, which was a great concept in my opinion. But yeah, so it was like a little competition to get into the group. And I'm 18. I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is fucking cool. Like I never saw myself in a girl group, but I might as well just try it. So then I got in, and 2 weeks, like literally once I signed the contract, they were like, all right, in 2 weeks, we got a show at the House of Blues. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think the fact that I had already been recording and I had been in dance teams my whole life, I think by the time that show came, I was pretty prepared, and they were looking at me like, damn, like you kind of just fit in right in the mold. Like it didn't take that much for me to adapt. And I think that was one of the cool things about being in that group. Like I was able to really grow my craft when it came to performing and like just being comfortable and, just pretty much being myself. So yeah.
Interesting.
There was a lot of girl fights and fights between us and the manager.
So, you guys, not trying to be messy, but so you guys weren't like really friends beforehand, right? You just you had met them solely for
that
Freedom.
And keep in mind, after that, we spent every single day together for like a good 4 hours. So they pretty much, I became friends with them. I don't know about them with me, but I was cool with them. I always try to keep the peace, try to get everybody's mindset and input so that we could grow better. But differences and girls, and it's just hard, man. It's freaking hard.
Nah, I imagine, yeah. And then being 18, that seems pretty hectic because you have to learn these choreographies and all that, right?
Yeah.
Like
every day.
Do you think like Freedom would ever become a thing again? Like do you think that you guys would ever come back or not? Like together?
I personally, realistically, I would say no. But if we were all on the same page and we're like, okay, we're going to get up, get our fucking ass up and work, like Kim said, fucking,
yeah,
I think we could have made it. If we really got our shit together and really sat down and figured out what we were and what we stood for, we would have made it.
I think y'all only put out one album, but like it was high-key pretty good. No.
Yeah, and that was 3 months in with me being in the group. And the thing with that is they had not been songwriting. They were just doing covers. And for me, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But like, what are you going to be remembered for? Are you just going to be a cover band? Like, that's not okay. I mean, at least with me, I don't want to do that.
Right. So. Jeez. What is one thing that you learned from being part of the group that you apply to your now solo artistry?
What is one thing that I learned? Be not in a cocky way, but be selfish with your own like plan. Like just because you have other people, I mean, collectively as a group, yes, work as a group, but when it comes to perfecting you and what you want to do, don't let other people step over you, because that's literally it might not seem like it's a bad thing, but it is. Just because your self-esteem because in the girl group, they used to tell me I couldn't sing all the time. Like, I'm not the singer. Oh, you're just going to be the rapper because you rap better than all the girls. And it kind of got in my head. I'm like, I want to be a singer. Why can't I sing? Why can't I?
Yeah.
And even though I was pushing myself to be a singer, it was just that little voice in the back of my head saying like, oh, like they're better than you. Da, 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 da. So.
Dang.
No, yeah, it was a lot of drama.
Yeah, not for real. Do you think did you intend to be a a rapper, or was it more like I'm gonna be Selena?
No, well, the thing is, like, I sang. I've never thought about rapping. And when
That's
I got in
interesting.
that group, they were like, "Oh, I just because I've always listened to hip hop music, and I'm very good at coming up with catchy melodies and even
Mhm.
rapping. Like, I've listened to Key Glock and I don't know, freaking 21 Savage. Like, I've grown up on that. So
Yeah.
them not so much. So when I came in the picture and I was like, hey, we should probably do this and that, they were like, oh, well, can you rap on it? I was like, sure. And then they were like, okay, well, you're that's your lane. And I'm like, bruh. Like, I mean, I guess, but sure.
Dang, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because even now as a solo artist, though, like obviously I hear you singing on some songs, but like you're definitely still like 80% like rapping on your songs, I think.
And that's what I had to learn. Like, I can honestly now say I have a sound. Like, my
Mm,
sound would definitely be like a reggaeton Latina type of like rap singing. Like, you could,
right.
you have, I don't want to say Becky G, but because
Mm,
she's more pop, and I don't mind doing pop because I've done pop, but kind of like that
right.
times like 10 times more hood and more Mexican.
Sheesh. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
That I like that. I'm excited for like because again you just developed this sound, but I'm excited to hear like where it leads. You know.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. And so my next question was, what motivates you to want to venture out from music into creating other brands such as VKY? And I heard that you wanted to start cosmetics and a hair, and even clothing. Like, what motivates you to actually do that and not just stay comfortable with music?
Well, I just, I've always had this plan in mind where, like, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, if you look at all the big time artists, they don't just sell music. When we're talking about empires, if we're talking about longevity, like, yes, you can live off music, but like, it only goes so far. You're only relevant so far. Like, for me, I've always, um, did everything that has to do with skin. And I feel like that's something that I was going to do regardless of music. So
Mhm.
if I could really, put myself out there with the music and also be able to help people with other stuff that actually, like, actual product, that would be like the dream come true for me.
I think it's I think it's very smart. Like, and like for you, it makes sense. Like, how could you not, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you being an artist and like how your I guess your brand image with your music, like your image, Valeria. And I mean, I don't know you personally, but I know you, the artist, right? And so just looking at your brand and your image, it makes sense for you to want to model and want to start a clothing line because you're like heavy with the fashion and like, so it makes
It's
sense.
just, yeah, it's just the more you do, the better. That's just with anything. So,
Awesome. So do you think so like aspiration wise, like are you in that entrepreneurial
oh yeah,
headspace? Okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
I want to do everything, but obviously I have a plan for everything, so I can't just, have
Right.
little. I want to be committed to one thing, finish that, and then from there have these branches come out, and then so and so.
Yeah, definitely. So basically music's just gonna fund that.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
and I also want to do music my whole life. So if I could do that plus have like other sources of income where I sell my own product and stuff, that'd be like, ooh,
Yeah, that would be so dope.
yeah, that'd be it.
Um, and so like I did go through like some videos and stuff for like research that you had posted like vlogs and even on your Instagram. And I'll see comments like, and I don't know who these people are, but I can kind of connect the dots, right? But like people saying felicidades and mucho éxito, and I'm Hispanic too, and online like I have a lot of family members that see me from like across the border, and
Mm-hmm.
so I get a lot of similar comments. But so I know what it feels like literally on a personal level to like get that love from family members. But for you, how important are these comments in keeping you grounded, and like how important are these comments for you to like push yourself or motivate what you
I
do?
mean, it's just my foundation, if we're being honest. Like, if you were to ask who's Valeria, I'd be like, I'm just a little girl from Sinaloa who is an immigrant and, made a life for herself over here. And like, honestly, like, because I used to go back and forth, like, my whole childhood, just went to school over here. And then summers, I would just be over there playing, throwing eggs at people and shit. But yeah, like, if you were to ask me, like, that's just, I want to embrace the Mexican culture, like, a lot. And their support means that, that culture is like elevating. So like if I could have their support, that would just mean everything.
Sheesh. So like, how old were you when you moved over here?
I was 6.
Oh wow. So
Yes. Go ahead.
you had spent like a decent amount of time.
Yeah. No, like I was
Culture.
fluent in Spanish. Like I got here not knowing a lick of English. Like
Sheesh.
nothing at all.
You still, I mean, are you? Your Spanish is still good, I assume, right? Because 6 is pretty old.
I hope so. I think it is.
Because I was 3 years old, like from Eagle Pass to over here, and same. I didn't know English, but then and Eagle Pass is Texas, but like it's basically it's a border city, so really it's still Mexico, but like with U.S. government.
Right.
And but my Spanish did take a toll from it. It's gotten better, but it definitely did take a toll. Like it was a pretty wonky Spanish.
I think what helped was because my mom was thinking of putting me in like a bilingual school where they taught Spanish and English. But then I remember we were there walking. We were like touring the campus. I was like 6, and we were just hearing the kids talk choppy. Like obviously it's not their fault, but they were like they couldn't speak good English. They couldn't speak good Spanish. Mom was like, oh hell no. So she put me in like an all English school. And then at home, it was just only Spanish.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think that's what helped me. I don't know.
Yeah. And then, so this isn't even in my notes. I'm just curious because you were born in Mexico. Do you have the shot? And a lot of viewers aren't even gonna know.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna pull it out.
Do you?
I do. Wait.
Dang.
Shit. Wait. Hold on. Oh fuck.
Dang.
Can you see it?
Like, I think
it's right
so.
there. It's right here.
Okay, yeah. Dang. Valeria is Mexican verified, guys.
Period. That's like the only way you can know if someone's Mexican.
No, for real. I'm so annoying though. Like honestly, like anytime I meet somebody Mexican, like that's like I'm so annoying. Like as a joke, not really a joke, but just like trying to be funny, I guess.
Well, I don't think it's just Mexicans because I have I don't want to air nobody out, but I have a friend that's from like Panama, and she has the shot. So
interesting.
I know. I thought it was a Mexican thing too. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, back to the music. I do like how you definitely showcase your culture and your music. You know, like anytime you start uh, speaking Spanish or like singing or rapping in Spanish, it's like pretty dope.
Oh, and I'm also this is preview, but you know who Mexican OT is?
I don't.
No. Anyways, he's pretty known here in Texas, and I didn't know about him until I got here. But he represents like a lot of Mexicans down here.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully I could collab with him. So maybe that's in the works. I'll send you his shit. I'm pretty sure you've heard of him.
Sheesh. I might have. All right, so Mexican OT, if you watching this.
If you watching this, bruh, I'm gonna hit you.
Come on.
And you better answer.
Not for real. And then so recently in an interview you did mention how the San Diego music scene was a bit more competitive, which is facts. I totally see it. Even Houston, I think, would be a more competitive space too. From your experiences in San Diego, because you started making music there and you make music here, so you kind of got a taste. You have a taste of both music cultures. What do you think? Do you think that Bryan-College Station is eventually going to grow to become a negative, like kind of stigmatized and more competitive nature too? Or do you think that like we're growing in like a pretty positive, like kind of like Atlanta, how Atlanta's like everybody's supportive over there with the music scene?
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, everyone is supportive here of their own, at least from what I've seen. Obviously, it's like not huge. It's not like a huge swarm of artists that are trying to make it. But like the few that are out, I see everybody supporting each other. Like even like I don't even know half of them, and I'm already like reposting their stuff because they're reposting my stuff. And like back at home, it's like you would have to like DM everybody and be like, "Hey, bro, post my shit." And half the time they won't do it, either because they're jealous or they're doing music too and they don't want you to shine, or they're old heads and they're like 50 years old still trying to make music and they hate the young generation. Or yeah, it's a bunch of things. But yes, I think if like all of Bryan-College Station like just really comes together and like pushes each other, like we're so close to each city that like it makes sense to just support each other.
So do you think like, I don't want to say long term, because obviously if you make it, I know dang well you're not going to be here in BCS, obviously. But
I might buy a house.
Sheesh.
I want to invest in real estate. That's another thing for me.
Hey, that's dope. That's awesome. Yeah. That's dope. So do you think like you would like how long are you here to stay? What do you think? Like, are you just living life? If you feel called to move somewhere else, you'll move, or like?
I mean, if anything pops off, I'm moving wherever it takes me. But the plan was to be here 2 to 3 years at most, to get our shit together, to get as many, to just kind of get our lives together as adults, and also like start pushing music out. If we get somewhere far between this year and next year, and the move is to go back to LA or San Diego or somewhere, that would be that. But I mean, if nothing, I'm not even going to say that. But if anything, Houston might be a good relocation. That's another option.
Definitely, because I mean the music space is already pretty big there.
Yeah.
And I mean here in Bryan-College Station, it's still a baby. I think it's like.
Yeah, it's like forming.
Yeah, definitely.
The cells are dividing.
Nice. Where did you get the idea of putting together an EP?
I just have so many songs that I want to put out, and I've never been like I have a whole album pretty much done, but I also believe in not in perfecting something. So like I personally don't think the album is ready, and I feel like people should get a little bit of more tasting of me. Not like that, but you know what I mean? Like just kind of like get different tastes of what I am, and then like when I'm actually really at the top of my game, that's when I would drop like a full-on finished album of like, all right, this is me.
Yeah, that's 100% smart. I see people, even here locally, like they'll drop an album and it's like, bruh, you only have like 20.
And then they don't promote it.
Facts, dude. That's the number one thing too. And then that's one thing I admire about you, because you actually take it serious. Like you're actually, I can say you're a real artist. Like nobody can say that. Like, not for real. I noticed the blinds. Like
I'm gonna shut them soon.
But like you actually put thought into it. Like you're a real artist. You know, you're not just making music and then not promoting it.
Half of the way you get noticed is by promoting. Like a lot of kids, I don't even want to talk shit, but I have this dude. I have this dude like just dropping things, and I'm like, bro, you're not even giving people to hear that one song that might be a hit. Like you're just overwhelming us with so much music. And I told this guy the other day, I was like, bro, honestly, for me, I believe it's quality over quantity. Like that's just me.
1,000%.
So if you're an artist out there and you think that you just got to drop music, yes, but like you got to promote. It's 80% promotion, 20% the song, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah. And there's decent artists out here, but it's like they just don't know how to promote. That's the thing. Yeah. So yeah.
They'll get there.
I respect you and admire you a lot for knowing how to properly release a single, release an EP.
And it's just by myself. Like if I had a full team, man, that'd be that's the next goal. Get a team to really just push things out.
So I mean, you kind of did answer this question. That I was gonna ask, like, what made you pick an EP other than like just more singles or an album, but you kind of already did say that it just
So
wasn't the
so
right
the
time.
EP is gonna be consisting of like the song I showed you, and then two other songs that I've already posted on my Instagram that a lot of people like.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
it's Boss and Fria, and it's kind of like a more dark side of, and I mean not dark. It's just more like rap, like slow beat kind of West Side rap, like. And I want to drop it for Halloween because I feel like it fits the perfect vibe,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm tired of going on my Instagram and like playing the song off it. So it's like I just want to have it like, all right,
Facts.
yeah.
So how long have you worked on this EP? Like from the first song, I know it's just three songs, but like the first one that you made to now, like how long
So
has it been?
I want to say like 3 months, maybe four.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
intro was done 2 months ago. I want to say it's like five. It's been five where I've just been sitting on these songs that I want to drop, and I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna make it like a little thing, like an EP, and just drop it all together.
Yeah. Sheesh. Well, so for you, what is the main goal of this EP?
The main goal would be for people because they already heard queso, they already heard lockup, which is an introduction to like my Spanish things that I have. Hold on, give me a second, let me close these blinds because I'm going blind.
Yeah,
Hold
you're
on.
good.
We damn, I'm showing you my whole house. No, I'm just kidding.
Not like I didn't see it in the vlog.
Right. um okay, that's not okay. Anyways, so what was the question? I'm sorry.
What is your main goal for this EP? I had to look at my notes, bro, because I kind of got distracted.
What is the main goal? To just kind of get that that essential vowel that, I mean, anybody that knows me, like Nyla Blue, stop it. Sorry. Anybody that knows me, like, knows I've grown up on West Side music, like anything that has to do with like dancing. Like, I don't know if you guys know what swinging is. No, it's a California thing, but I think it kind of showcases like my love for like that little, I don't even know what to call this, but yeah, it's like another side of me that I want people to see.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, that's cool.
So
So it's so would you say the whole EP is its own style, or are you showing like different
I want to
Valeria?
say it's its own it's its own style, it's its own genre. I want to say it's
That's
just like swaggy hip hop, and it has a bunch of Spanish in there. So
say less.
yeah,
Say less. So do you know what the title of the EP is yet or not?
it's a surprise.
Okay, okay. I really thought I would get that exclusive, but all right,
I'll tell you probably later,
off the record.
off the record.
All right, let me stop recording.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. But so really, I think that's it. Like, I think the audience got to learn more about you, and I'm pretty sure they're hyped for the EP as much as I am. I I try to hear more. You only showed me 30 seconds of it, but those 30 seconds are fire. Like that's
cool.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you want to take this. Oh my god. Um, can you hear her?
Not as loud as maybe you think we hear.
Okay, sorry. um, what was I gonna say? Oh no, for that song I sent you, I'm gathering as many people as possible to be in the music video. Hint, if
Yo,
y'all want to go.
okay. So is this like an open invitation
Yes.
for anybody? Okay. All right,
I'll
that's
send
cool.
you. I'll send you the treatment for the video and everything.
Okay, Silas.
Cool.
All right, well,
That'd be dope.
yeah, I can't wait to hear more about you. Not even further from this EP, but like obviously this EP coming out in a few weeks. Fingers crossed.
Oh, just a few things. I have a
Mhm.
show in Dallas November 12th. I'll give you the info so that you can put it somewhere. And
Say
then
less.
December 3rd, I'm opening up for Paul Wall down in Houston.
Okay.
And then New Year's Eve, that's another show in Houston that I don't know the details yet, but that's another show.
Yo, that's so dope. I again, dude, I respect and admire the fact that you actually are doing this. Like I'll have people they'll be like, "Hey, yo, Vision, I really need to make a show or something. Like I really need to perform somewhere." And I'm like, "Are you emailing any events? Are you trying to like people think that it just comes to you, but like
It
I know
doesn't.
I know you're over here trying to find
I'm
local,
literally on my phone, so I'm like, "Hey, bruh, listen to my song."
literally, literally, and that's awesome. So
Well, that's
yeah,
what
is
you
there
gotta
anything
do.
else?
I just want to say, like how you said, it takes time. It takes like blood. It takes tears to really understand like what you have to do to get your at least your toe in the game. Like it's so much work. A lot of people think it just comes to you, and sometimes it does. Sometimes you get a really good song and blows up, but then you're like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? Um, and literally today, some guy was like, "Hey, can I be your manager?" I'm like, "No, dude, too bad. Like, hell no."
Not for
It's
real.
just like you really got to understand the gist of what it takes, and once you do that, you're gonna work your fucking ass off. And with me, is like even if I don't make it, I'm gonna say, hey, at least I tried everything in my power to do it, and I'm not gonna regret anything.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're literally a star. Anytime I see you make a post or anything, I'm like, she's a star. Like you're
No,
out.
you guys are awesome.
Yeah. And so, and dude, my cousin, and I'll just say it because he's probably gonna watch this. My cousin is your biggest fan, and it's almost
I
scary.
love him.
Yo, Cannon.
No, and then when I seen the video and you were like, but I like it kind of pink. I was like, hey.
Yo, my that was my other cousin. I didn't even know she was recording, bro. That's the thing. Like we were straight up just vibing, and I hadn't seen the video, so my cousin like he came over and he literally just started playing it.
Oh my god, I love him. How do you say his name? Yokan?
Yo, Cannon.
Yokanan. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's his real name. His real name is
Yokanan.
Yochanan Yeshua Sanchez. Like that's his real name. It means it's
Yokanan.
John Jesus in Hebrew.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because I tell people like yo that his name is Yochanan, and they assume it's like Nick Cannon type of Cannon. They're like,
No.
all right, and they think it's like yo apostrophe Cannon. And it's like,
Oh hell no, no.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this interview, and I can't wait. I'm very excited for you as an artist and as a person. Like whatever you start doing, like I'm a fan and can't
Yay.
wait.
And like I said, visions, like what you've started, what you've done for Bryan-College Station is dope. Like I remember I was walking, I'm like, dang, these motherfuckers are actually performing out here. And like the fact that you organized everything, that just says a lot. And it talks about how much of an entrepreneur you are. And yeah, we gonna
I
go
appreciate it.
places. We gonna go places.
1,000%, man. I go up, you're going up. If
Period.
you go up, please take me with you. But
No, I
going
got
up.
you.
Like either way, we're going up.
Period. Yeah.
All right. See you guys. Stay visionary.